start today's discussion. So in this chapter, the core Python language 2, this chapter covers the Python error handling with exceptions, the data structures known as dictionaries and sets we are going to discuss in this particular chapter, and also introduction to the object oriented programming with Python. So object, oops, what you have heard, so that also you can study in the Python. So this is what we are going to discuss in this particular chapter. These things you know already, syntax errors, but it's there a part of a Python, this particular chapter, errors and exceptions. Python distinguishes between the two types of error. One is a syntax error, another is a exception. Syntax errors, mistakes in grammar of the language you do when you are typing a program, maybe unintentionally while typing something may go wrong, and are checked for before the program is executed. Somebody is logging. Okay. A Python compiler cannot do anything with that. So it cannot correct, it cannot help you. You have to type properly. When the proper syntax of the language is not followed, then the syntax error is thrown. So just go through a syntax error means what? Take 1 minute, read it twice or thrice, and note down 1 or 2 lines if you want. So there are two types of error: syntax error and other exceptions. Now we are going to discuss syntax error. After a few slides, we'll go to the exceptions. So we'll see the examples also in the next slides. Syntax error examples, also exceptions. For that also we'll try to see some examples. Now let us go to the next slide. Syntax errors we'll discuss now. Write down the output for this in the chat box. No need to type complete message. You can type you are eligible, which is enough. Hrishikesh Kulkarni has typed the answer. Sanju, Amit, Akanksha, Akash, Arfali, Shrilakshmi, Suhasini, Akshita, Mohan. Okay, Lakshmi, Priya, Sahana, Vachan. So what is the error? What is the error? Arshia, Hegde, Parvati Devi, Jnanashri, Akanksha, Aparna. What is the error? Syntax of print is not correct. Somebody is telling. Okay. Anybody? Semicolon. Very good. Aditi Mahalay has told. Semicolon. Soumya has told. Suhasini. Yes. If semicolon is missing, hence this is a syntax error. So this is one example. Take a few seconds and try to remember, try to understand. The colon is missing. Most of the students they are telling, yeah, it is correct what you are telling. Error because colon is missing. Anusha is telling, Srinivas also, Hegde Pavan, Ganesh, all are telling what's the reason for that. Very good. So I'll take a few seconds, then we'll go to the next slide. So let us go to the next slide. Now I'll show you the another program. Okay. Errors and exceptions. Logical errors, when it will happen? When in the runtime an error occurs after passing the syntax test is called an exception, or we can call a logical type. For example, when we divide any number by a 0, then a 0 division error exception is raised. All of you know, divide by 0 you should not do. Or when we import a model that does not exist, then import error is raised. Most of the students, when we were executing a program in the previous class, and you were using some other simulator, online simulator, and it was showing the error. So just read it, take 30 seconds and try to understand, read it twice. After syntax error, so this logical error will come into picture, or you can say exceptions. Syntax will be correct. Syntax will be correct, but a logical error will be there, or you can say some exceptions. Division format what you have written may be correct, but you are dividing by 0, or you are writing import, some model you are importing, but if it is not there. So we'll see some examples. Let us go to the next. So this syntax is correct. Marks equal to 10,000. Performance division with 0. A equal to marks divided by 0. Syntax is correct. Print A. But problem is division by 0 error will come when you try to execute. So these things you can do whenever you are free. Check it. An error will come and you can see that error, read that error. Don't simply say you got error. There in the message, what they have typed, which type of error they have mentioned, that you have to remember. So let us go to the next. When indentation is not correct. In Python, this is a one common mistake most of us we do it. If a is less than 3, print GFG. The logic may be correct. What I am thinking in my mind is correct, but what I am typing here without indentation will lead to the error. So just read it. Error expected an indented block. Such message you may get when you run this particular code or a 2-line program when you write. Some of the common built-in exceptions are other than the above mentioned are, it is there in the next slide. I will show you the list. Take another 10 seconds. Just remember, and this indentation is very important. Those who have executed the program, they will be knowing. Those who have not executed a program so far, they face this particular problem in the beginning. Even I too have faced in the beginning, because I was not knowing anything about a Python other than the name. I was not knowing anything. Beginning I felt a lot of difficulty to execute the program. So let us go to the next. Syntax errors are caught by the Python compiler for lambda in the range 8. So is it any error or is it correct? You can say correct or maybe error. After colon some code is there, let us imagine. Something I have written. Is it error? Akanksha is telling it's a error. Very good, Akanksha. Many Sri Lakshmi, Mahima, Vachan, Ganesh. Okay. What is the error? Can you tell anyone of you? What might be the error in this? Syntax error? Think after colon something is typed. Okay, don't say nothing is there, sir. But this line only something error is there. Okay, no problem. You have not yet covered. Answer is correct. Mahima, Anusha, Sri Lakshmi, Akanksha. But what might be the reason? Just read it. I'll show you now. So it will show you the error like this. Syntax error, invalid syntax for lambda in the range 8 colon. Syntax error, Nayana has told. Syntax error, invalid syntax, Sindhu. Parenthesis, Abhijit Bhatt told. Very good. Anybody else? Something is different which you don't know. But if somebody has undergone, Akanksha Kulkarni has told. I think she might have taken training somewhere. Lambda is a built-in function which you cannot use. Lakshmi Priya has also told. Very good answer. So this reason is because lambda is a reserved word. Reserved words you cannot use as a variable. This is correct. Akanksha and Lakshmi Priya has told. So these you cannot use. For example, true you cannot use. Else you cannot use. Break you cannot use. Assert you cannot use. Not you cannot use. While, try, return, All those things you cannot use. These things you have to remember. Maybe 20, 29 may be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let us 29. Just these you have to remember. Let us go to the next. Is there any error in this? Some syntax error will be there. Type your answers in the chat box. In that line only. Very good. Jnanashri has told. Pavitra has told error. Okay. Error is there, but reason very good. Vichayananda, Ram Prasad, Naina, Soumya, Mahima, Aparna is there. Anusha, Akshay, Arshia. Okay. Parenthesis. Bracket is missing, sir. Vachan Shettar. Okay. Namrita, Bibi Mariam, Hegde, Sanju, Manasa. Very good. This is a invalid syntax. It will show. The reason is parenthesis is definitely what you told is correct. A closing bracket is missing, sir. Akshay Agarwal, correct. Rohan is telling. Darshini is telling. Manasa is telling. Sanju, Hegde. What all you have told is perfectly correct. So such things we do while typing the program. You have to read it twice before we run the program. Check it twice. Let us go to the next. Now in this, what I am doing, A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 I am assigning, but B equal to I am assigning 5, but it will show the error. Reason is B equal to 5 is syntactically valid. It will show the error because you have not closed A. Error because no closed square bracket of the previous list declaration. This is one important. Sometimes it may show error in the next line because you have not closed the bracket here. So just see it and try to understand, try to remember not to do such things when you are typing the program. Today I will ask you to type the programs so that you will do the errors, you will come to know all the syntax errors. Every day I used to give the programs, but today I will not give the program because I want you to make some syntax errors so that you will understand what are the syntax errors. Indentation you will not do. When you are typing you may do the spelling mistake. I want you people to do and experience today that. So today I will ask you to copy down some programs, at least 4 to 5. Those 4 to 5 programs you have to type so that you will do some mistakes, you will understand what are the syntax errors. Let us go to the next. If A equal to 5, colon, this is also error, reason all of you know. This is an assignment operator, but when you say comparison I have to use equal to. So this is the reason why you get a error. So these things you have to remember, and unless you execute programs you will not come to know all these things. When you start executing a program, all syntax errors you will come across and beginning. Later you will become expert. Even though before the computer tells you, you will start telling, hey, something is wrong here, see. You will become expert. I take another 5 seconds, we will go to the next slide. Okay. So print, the instruction is correct, print for z equal to 4 into z. But problem is z value, we don't know. So therefore you will get an error. Name z is not defined. So read it. A name error exception occurs when a variable name is used that hasn't been defined. The print statement here is valid, but Python doesn't know what to print for the z. Remember, always you have to use any variable left side before you print it, before you use for any other in the expression. You should assign some number, some value to that so that you can use it in some other expression. So take another 4-5 seconds, we will go to the next slide. Okay. Zero division error, just now you have seen a comma b equal to 0 comma 5. So a equal to 0 or b equal to 0? This is a assignment operator. A becomes equal to 0, B becomes equal to 5. Correct. All of you are telling answer. So division by 0 is not mathematically defined. So you'll get a float division by 0. So you'll get a error message, and it will tell you what type of error it is. 0 division error. Take another 5 seconds and we'll go to the next. Okay. Type error and value error. So what I am doing, 0 plus 7 I am doing it. 0 plus 7, okay. It is not possible to add a string to an integer. So these are the errors. Sometimes we do it when you are typing a program. Remember these things and not to do such things. So I'll wait for another few seconds, then we'll go to the next slide. Okay. A float. Hello, I'm writing. Could not convert a string to a float. When you try like this, it will show you the error. The float built-in does take a string as its argument. Does not take actually. While typing, I had done something wrong. So you cannot do this. If you type float 5, it will take 5.0, something like that. You cannot give a string or a text input. So we'll wait for another 3-4 seconds, then we'll go to the next. Okay, this is just go through some sample errors. Yeah, done first one you have already discussed. 0 division error. Then here also we have discussed. A string is a into 3 I am doing it. Value I don't know. Again 2 plus 2 cannot convert int object to a string. So this is a string, this is a integer, we cannot do that. So let us go to the next. So common Python exceptions. Just read it once or twice. Even though it is there in the book, you people will not read. It is better to read now only. File not found error, index error, key error, index error, indexing a sequence with a subscript that is out of range. So if you have only say 5 integers, you are accessing a 6th, or maybe character you are accessing extra. Key error, name error, type error, value error, 0 division error, this we have discussed just now. Go through, read all these things once. Take a minute, just read it, because you will not read in the book. Name error. Okay, take another 10 seconds. Then we'll go to the next slide. So let us go to the next slide. Handling exceptions. If you have some suspicious code that may raise an exception, placing the suspicious code in try block. Most of the time what we do, we use a try block, so that if any suspicious code is there, I can use in this. After the try block, include an except statement followed by a block of code which handles the problem as elegantly as possible. Just read it. We'll see one simple example so that you'll understand how exceptions can be handled, how you can write a code to do that in the Python. I'll take another 5 seconds. I'll go to the next. Let us go to the next. This is a format how we write. Try, you do your operation here, except exception 1, like that. If there is exception 1, do that. Otherwise, if exception 2, do this, like that continuously. Else, if there is no, then execute this particular block. So this is a code what you want to test it. You write that complete code here, then put some exceptions. Then if nothing is there, put always last else is important. If nothing is working, at least you will come to know all these are not working. You can print something here. Above all blocks are not at all working. So this is a general format. We will see a small code so that you can understand. Go to the next. Try to understand. It's very, very simple. X equal to 6. Try colon y equal to 1 by x. Print 1 by x equal to y. Except 0 division error colon print 1 by 0 is not defined. Now actually what is the value x equal to 6? Hence I am getting a 1 by 6 equal to answer. If I assign x equal to 0, this will be printed. This is the way how we can do it. So I have taken x equal to 0, try y equal to 1 by x, same code. Now the answer will be 1 by 0 is not defined. This is the way how we can type it. How we can use a try and you can use except. So note down, you can execute today. 3-4 lines are there. You can try to type this. Indentation error, all those will come when you type this 4-line code. Take another few seconds. Both are same program, only X is changed. I want you to copy down this so that you can execute, you can check it. Hardly a 3-line code. And in the chat box you can share the program as well as the result. Let us go to the next. Hope all of you have completed. Now, so this is one program, a small code, the same thing 1 by x, print 1 by x, what I had told the same thing is given. X is 0 for undefined, and you can include more statements here. To handle each exception separately, use more than one except clause. I have used only one, you can have more than one also. Let us go to the next. Okay. To handle each exception separately, use more than one except clause. I have done here. Say for example, same thing 0, this I have done, except name error, print x is not defined. So like that I can have more. Just see it, I'll give the 20 seconds and we'll see another program where you can use more than one except. Let us go to the next slide. See what they had told. Try your writing, except you should not say pass. Always you should write something at the end. It ignore any exceptions raised. It is an unwise code. You should not simply pass it. You can use a finally block along with a try block. The final block is placed to put any code that must execute. This is one important line I want all of you to read twice, remember. Even in the format also I told. Exception 1, exception 2, etc., etc. Last I use else. That is very important. If nothing executes, at least you will come to know. One part should be there. Else, final. So I will show you the format also. So let us go to the next. Yeah, this is general format. So this is not there in the book. For your reference, I am doing it. Try, run this code, except you can have more than one also, else, and you can use after that finally. Always when I say finally, it will run this code. just a format, and one or two programs will try to see now. Let us go to the another 5 seconds I'll give. We will see a small code. Okay, raising exceptions. The raise statement allows the programmer to force a specified exception to occur. So we can raise some exception to occur. If you want to throw an error, system is showing you the error, that is different. In my program, I can check, I can show the error. If you want to throw an error, when a certain condition occurs, using a raise statement you can do. You could go about like this. It is there in the next slide, I will show you that. This is a very simplest example. See what I am doing, see here, x equal to 10 I am assigning. If x is greater than 50, raise some exception, x should not exceed 50. The value of x was this much. If it is less than 20, I am raising some error, exception, what is that? X should not less than 20. So now, x equal to 10, observe the output carefully. It is less than, should not be less than 20. This is printed. I want you people to copy down this and execute today this. X equal to 10, if x is greater than 50, colon, and one more is, I am taking if x is less than 20, I can raise the exception. Like that you can have a logic. Observe the output also. It is not a result, it shows like some error when you execute. This you can experience today. Take another few seconds and try to copy down this, because you have to execute this today. Hope all of you have completed. We'll take another small program. Now I have changed the x value. The same program. Those who are not copied, they can copy down now also. Now x equal to 70 I have done. See the result now. X should not exceed 50. The value of x was 70. Previously it was 10. Now it is a 70. Same program. No need to copy. Only the x value have to change and you have to execute in the simulator. And these things you can execute in any simulator. Most of the simulator will simulate all these programs. Only the previous class, that graph, only few simulators were supporting, but these things I think you can do in any simulator. Most of the simulator will work. So let us go to the another program. Yeah. N equal to 8. If n percent is 2, then raise value error, n must be even. Remember, when this is false, that time it will raise error, print all is well. Now n equal to 8. When n equal to 8, 8% is 2, so you will get all is well. Another is use n equal to 9, same program. Now you will get an error, whatever raise you are given. I think value error, n must be even, it is print. It is printing value error, n must be even. So this is the way how you can use this raise statement in your program. Just show the error the way how the Python compiler shows, like that you can show in a program. Check for some conditions and you can throw the error to the user and you can ask them to give the inputs properly. Both the programs are same. Just note down anyone, n value, you change it and you can execute today. You have to type today. I will not give the code. Hardly 3 lines codes are there. I want you to make a syntax errors so that you will understand what is the syntax errors. Let us go to the next. Assertions in Python. Assert evaluate the condition expression and raises an assert error. Exception if that expression is not true. This is one line which you have to read twice. Usually we think that true. It is a not true. Programmers often place assertion at the start of the function to check valid input is there or not. If the inputs are not valid, we can throw the message, and after the function call to check whether the output is valid or not. Simplest example, I said 2 equal to 2, then it is true, so nothing happens. If you say 1 equal to 2, will raise an assertion error. One word you have to remember is this, not true. We will see the one example so that you will understand, and you will execute these 3-4 programs now only, so that you will understand the syntax error, and those instructions also will understand. Let us go to the next. I want you people to go through this program. If a temperature is greater than or equal to 0, colder than absolute 0, I written this particular conversion, your equation, all of you know this, and print, 3 print statements are there, and give the different, copy down this, we will execute this program. Inputs are different, 273, observe the inputs, 505 something is given, temperature, and -5 is given, and you are supposed to get different outputs. So this also you can execute. First copy down, understand this program, and execute these 3 programs today, so that even while if you are not getting a result, if you are getting errors also, I want you people to type that as it is, share that what error you got also, which type of syntax errors you got, that also you can share in the chat box, so that your classmates also come to know, oh, these are the mistakes, we can do it. Hrishikesh has done x is equal to 21, okay, he has typed that. Now you can execute these programs. Summary, you just read it. Okay, Hrishikesh has shared line number 3. What is the line number 3? Okay, what is the error? Okay, x is 21 he has given. X is greater than 21, it will show it will raise the exception. Okay. So you people can, another 2 slides are there. After that I will give you the time to execute. Just another 1 or 2 minutes. So let us go to the next slide. Read this. Any doubts are there, you will come to know. The same thing what we have discussed, just as a revision. So after another 2 minutes, I will give the time for you to execute the programs. And I want you to paste the program as well as the error what you are getting, even though if you are not getting a result. Directly if you get a result without any error, that also you can copy and paste and share in the chat box. So let us go to the next. So this what we have discussed is errors and exceptions today. Now we have to discuss the dictionaries and sets. So before we go to the dictionaries and sets, I want you people to execute these programs. Take a time and start executing the programs, and share the program as well as the result or the error message what you are getting. Take a 2-3 minutes, do it fast, and try to type program instead of taking from somebody, because you will not understand the syntax error, other things. Hardly 3 line codes are there. Okay, Meenakshi Gupta has typed the program. Sometime I don't know whether both you can do at a time result. It's difficult. Anyway, your name will be there, so that we can check whether you got result or whether you got okay, trace back most recent call, exception, x should not exceed 50. Okay, x was 10, and if x is greater than 40, no, x is less than 15, x should not exceed 50. Okay, x is 10, okay, x is less than 15. Messages what you have typed, okay, it's executing, but message x should not exceed 50, but it's not exceeding 50, x equal to 10 only, and the message what you're typing and what X is, it's not matching, but program is okay, what you have executed. Meenakshi has executed one program, others can try. Okay, try to execute another program. When you do not give the code, it will take time. That's the reason I gave the codes during all the days, but today I don't want to give that three lines code, because I want you to type so that you'll understand the syntax errors also.